Alright folks, I'm back. Sorry about that, my phone rang, so I had to get offline for a second. But if you're just joining me, I'm speaking on the topic of confidence, faith, and the power of a testimony. Talking about prayer, talking about love, and the relevancy of confidence in our relationships, even in our relationship with God, even in pursuing those things the Lord has put on your heart. Now, I was reading from Hebrews 10, the King James Version. Now, if I have to stop again, then I'll just get back online. But if you're joining me tonight, just get on there, tell me where you're from. If anything comes to your mind or your heart, or you have a scripture you want to share, feel free to put that in the chat, because this is supposed to be interactive. This is to reach out to whoever is for. I was reading from Hebrews 10. I'm not going to start from the very beginning of that chapter. You can refer back, on your time if you like to do so. But I think I stopped around verse 21. So I'm just going to finish reading it out. But I was looking at Hebrews 10:35. Cast not away your confidence. It has great recompense of reward. Just a quick review of what the other video was about. Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And also talked about divine confidence, like a balance with it, where it's not too cocky or arrogant. James 4:10. Humble yourself in the sight of the Lord. He'll lift you up. So I'm getting back to Hebrews 10, and I'm going to start at verse 21. And having a high priest over the house of God, let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remains no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment, and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much sore punishment, suppose you, shall he be thought worthy, who has trodden underfoot the Son of God, and has counted the blood of the covenant, wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and has done despite unto the Spirit of grace? For we know him that have said, Vengeance belongeth unto me, I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God, but call to remembrance the former days in which, after you were illuminated, you endured a great fight of afflictions, partly whilst you were made a gazing stock, both by reproaches and afflictions, and partly whilst you became companions of them that were so used. For you had compassion of me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that you have in heaven a better and an enduring substance. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which has great recompense of reward, for you have need of patience, that after you have done the will of God, you might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. Basically, I just wanted to get it in the proper context. I didn't want to just pull out Hebrews 10:35. A lot of people refer to that, cast not away your confidence, and that's good, but it's also, the word says, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and in all you're getting to get understanding. It really adds to your confidence when you're more knowledgeable, when you have a firm foundation. It's good to rightly divide the word of truth and not just pull things out, just like you wouldn't just go to a book or a magazine and just pull out certain quotes and not have it in context, because, it wouldn't do the author any justice. You just pick and choose what you want, copy and paste. And nowadays we're in a society where, folks do that. They'll take a clip from a song, they'll try to take something out of context, they'll just try to, it's even at a point now where they'll take people's faces and images and, put words to, them that they didn't say. It's even to a point now, folks, they start hacking folk and just copy and pasting images and then pretending, taking on other people's identities and likeness, and it's not them, and folk get mad. I don't understand why folk fall for that. You can tell if it's really somebody's profile or not. So that's why, we're talking about confidence. You can't counterfeit confidence, because after a while you're going to have to face yourself. But the Lord does want us to have confidence in His word. And having confidence, now I want to get to the testimony part, because in the word it says they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. It's something about a testimony that will give you confidence. Hearing somebody else's testimony of how they were delivered from, dangerous situations, how the Lord turned their life around. You hear rags to riches stories, how folk grew up struggling in poverty and then they rose above those circumstances. The Lord gave them power to get wealth, gave them an invention,